Welcome to day 58 of me trying to get rid of my porn addiction in 120 days. Recently, I've been thinking a lot about myself, in particular things that I want to improve about myself. For example, I want to get a leaner body. I want to clear my acne. I have a lot of acne. I've struggled with acne throughout my whole life, and I just want to always be better. But then after that, I started thinking, where was I a year ago from now? A year ago, I was in this spot where I was still undisciplined. I still was a gooner. And I was very naive, and I just let people walk all over me. And the thing is the reason why I bring this up is because when we want things, when we want to achieve things, and we feel like we are slowing down, we're not achieving these things, we don't sit back and think about the amount of progress we really did make. Because right now it might not seem like you've made a lot of progress in whatever endeavor you've done. Maybe it's no fat, maybe it's some other thing. But when you really sit back and think, did I make any progress a year from now? Like a year ago, like from a year ago. Most likely you have in some way, whether that be mentally, physically, or spiritually. For example, me, I don't really tolerate that much bullshit anymore. I don't really let people insult me. I don't really let people challenge me, in a way. And I think that that's growth, because a year ago, I was still very, very non-confrontational, and that's a tip. I'm telling you guys, always be confrontational in the things that you really want. Like, let's say you don't want people saying like racist shit. You don't want people making jokes about your personal life. Always bring it up, and don't be afraid to, because I'm telling you, if you're afraid to, it'll just constantly happen. Don't let shit slide. But anyways, back to the topic. Growing it could be so small, but I'm telling you, if you just even get 1% better, that's something you need to be proud of. Like, for example, me, I think back on moments in high school, and even just a few months ago, that I let slide, let's say with coworkers, with employees, with just people who were just treating me a certain type of way, and I didn't bring it up. I look back on that, I'm like, why the fuck did I let it slide? Because guess what happened? Every single time, it always ended up biting me in the ass. Always be, don't be afraid to be disliked. That's what I'm trying to say. Don't be afraid to be disliked, because there's going to be people in this world who will just look at you and just not like you. That's just the reality, and especially if you're winning. Oh, especially if you're winning, and let's say even if you're really, if you have something going for yourself, like say you have like a lean physique, you have a lot of muscle, you're very charismatic, or let's say they just don't like you because of your skin color. There's some things that will never come out. You've got to be okay with that, because something that I've always dealt with was I always wanted to be liked when I was younger, and it caused me to do a lot of things, disrespect myself, do self-deprecating jokes. Oh my god, I'm just me thinking back on that right now, it's just it really makes me cringe, because I'm telling you, when you let people, like when you let people just walk all over you, and then after you start making fun of yourself, you start doing these things that deep down aren't good. Like, we all know racist jokes aren't good. It's something that a lot of people say that it's just a joke, bro. We embrace each other's cultures, we embrace our race. The reason why we make these jokes is to just kind of, it's because we're not racist, but like, mind me if I'm yapping right now. I'm kind of just thinking about a lot of stuff, but I've never really fucked with racist jokes, because I always felt like those type of racist jokes were always something that people really felt but just wanted to say in the form of a joke. Like, for example, if someone's just calling you like a dirty, you know, I'm not gonna say it, but they really mean it, but they're just trying to say it in the form of a joke. And the funny thing is like these type of people always end up being like the worst type of people to me. And I don't think that's really coincidence. For you, if you have a different experience, if you, let's say you're mixed race or something, and or you're black, or you're just whatever, you're an immigrant, or even if you're white and you've had these things where people just made jokes about you, personal, it was personal, or even just about your race. These, I've always noticed that these people always end up not really liking me, and it always came out. And yeah, I know I'm just talking about I'm just talking about a lot of stuff, but all in all, just growing as a person, you know, growing, being true to who you are, and always looking to improve is the way you should live life, you know. But at the same time, as I said in the beginning of the video, if you don't look back to appreciate the growth you really have made when you are in times where you haven't made as much progress. Like for me, I'm really adamant on getting leaner. You know, I want to hit 10% body fat. I have failed a few times, but I've also gotten back up. And every time I've done that, I've noticed that even when I failed, I've always done something better. You know, and that's the thing. That's the thing, is there's always an area for growth in whatever you do. Whatever you do, you fail, you get back up, and you improvise. You win, you learn what you did right. And that's the thing about life, is it's just a game. It's just like a video game. You improve, and if you lose, you get back up and you trust me different. But anyways, if you've watched up until this point, I want you to think of 3 things that you've improved on in the past year, whether that be spiritually, mentally, or physically. You know, for example, you got a leaner body. Maybe you just dropped those toxic ass friends that you never even liked in the first place. Or you say you're more disciplined. It could even be small. But anyways, hope you enjoyed day 58 of me trying to get rid of my porn addiction. In terms of like the porn addiction, I could say I'm at a pretty good point. I haven't really gotten as many urges lately, but apart from that, I'll keep you guys updated in day 59. Peace.